Watch this, we're gonna run over Kyle. Come look at this, quick, before it shuts off.
What?
Come look at this, quick, before it shuts off. How's it going, everybody? Aaron with Siegfried's Motorwerx. Here today, gonna be taking you guys with me. I did the run over to a battery warehouse here to get a battery for our unit. We just traded this, Kyle, how would you describe this super awesome scooter?
Different color, has little battle wounds on it.
Like Kyle said, I mean, the gist of that is this one has seen some better days cosmetically. It's got a big old something or other there. It's got the battery cover we do have, just don't have it on. It's got some damage there. Someone got creative with some tape and plastic weld here. Somebody really likes their plastic welder on this side of it too. On this side of it too. But
why wasn't his front fender not that bad?
it was probably a cool scooter at one point. Someone also obviously decided they were doing the heavy air mod on this one. But can you grab my wallet quick? Just so I have it. It's in the shop. It's up on the front counter. But yeah, so we traded it in. The guy actually bought a this seat latch doesn't even work. Can you open the seat? It's back here. We'll be right back. Told you guys to be back with you here in a minute. Just to kind of give you a gist of what's going on. So we traded this scooter in, this Kymco right here. Traded it in cheap just because the guy told us it was rough and it was kind of a sight unseen trade-in. And this is what you deal with on motorcycles and scooters. When you do sight unseen, you take someone's word for it. We knew it needed a battery. But what we didn't know was that the seat doesn't even open. So Kyle's got the big he's got the big tools out. We're gonna try and get in the seat without having to take it apart, just so we can run this thing over to test ride it and get a new battery. Kyle, what's your opinion on this scooter now?
A pain.
So we're gonna go ahead and try and get this seat off. Once we get it off, then we will we'll get the test ride on the way.
Be careful with bumps now.
Okay. So we got the seat just completely off. We have a very quick, super safe method of attaching the seat back onto the bike. Just put some gas in it because, like I said, I do have to run across town, and I want to make sure I don't run out. So, anyway, we just gassed it up. Now we're going to show you how to do it. Kyle, you want to take this? So this is our new seat holder downer. Here. Just gonna go.
Look at it this way. You can, you can strap some stuff down yet. You can stick stuff between there.
Sorry, we already did version 2.0 now of it to make sure it's gonna mount down right. But yeah, $1.35 at your local hardware store, and now you can secure your seat. So we're gonna start it up. I'm gonna get going. So yeah, you'll see the next thing from the house. You didn't take it outside with you, did you? You carried it in with you. What did it say? Give me the phone, I'll find the thing.
Siegfried Motorwerx. What do you have here? I've had a Ninja 250 here. I'm not sure where. I help Aaron out on Thursdays and Saturdays, and he's with the customer right now. I'm not really sure where he's at on it. I know it's on the list right now. I'm not sure where it's at, but I can have him give you a call later. Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Oh, now he wants to know when it's going to be done. Where's the boost box? It's right here.
What is the update on that? Doesn't that need fork seals and everything?
Yeah, it needs everything. We didn't even start it yet.
Was it bad that I put it on a lip?
No, he knew it was on the here. Okay, and now we are running over to get a battery for this thing. But for the time being, thankfully we have this boost box available from Battery Warehouse. Where we're going over. I don't think it's gonna start like that. Oh. And thankfully we have this super convenient front lift seat now. Now that we're finally underway here. Like I said, we did trade this thing in sight unseen. It's a customer who I work with. They've bought a couple scooters from me. Not this one. We don't typically deal in anything pre-2014 Kymco just because I'm not real happy with the quality of them. Specific examples, you know, the battery in that. That's probably the stock battery yet. Super cheap battery, not worth your time. The seat latch, you know, just little stuff like that on these pre-2014 Kymcos just they don't hold up and they make it a pain. So yeah, so that's why we don't, like I said, we don't trade them in. I mean, we don't retail them. If you're watching this video, you might be wondering, hey, if this thing's such a pile, why would you have even traded it in? Well, number one, like I said, I did trade it in cheap. Having bought it sight unseen, I paid double what I would have paid for it had I seen it first and known about all these issues first. But we can't go back in the past, so it's my baby now. But the reason we traded this thing in is we've been getting a bunch of phone calls here lately for people looking for cheap scooters under $1,000. And even though Kymco's manufacturing might not be what I want with retail, you know, typically on my floor, mechanically they're okay scooters pre-2014. My issue with them is in the cosmetics. They're just crappy scooters. So that's that way you can see the side of it too, I guess. Just the fit and finish and the overall quality of everything else on them just isn't there. I mean, like I said, mechanically they're still on par with, you know, the 2014 and up scooters. It's just all this stuff, like just how it holds up and just like the feel of everything, just cheap. at any rate, that's what the reason for this one is. But even though we aren't going to be necessarily retailing this, we still run it through our normal checks. We still take it for a test ride. We still make sure it starts up. We still make sure the oil's changed, the tires are good, and, you know, CVT's checked over. We do all of those things. It's just not something that we're going to stick the money into, just because I don't feel it's worth it. So we are going to be selling this one. It is gonna, I don't even think it's gonna hit our website, because I have a bunch of phone numbers for people that are looking for these. So our plan with this one is to be able to offer, like I said, to one of those people that are looking for a cheaper scooter. They don't care what it looks like. They don't care about the little bit of, you know, battle wounds that this one does have, as Kyle said. They just need a scooter that's going to run and drive and do everything it's supposed to do there. So this one has 4,800 miles on it. It is an Agility 125, and 4,800 isn't high miles. It's not low miles. It's just average miles. And in central Pennsylvania, honestly, most people don't put a ton of miles on scooters. I mean, very typically, you're lucky if you see people putting on 1,000 miles a season on a scooter in Pennsylvania. So this scooter could last a long time for somebody, and, you know, if somebody can come to me and buy it right, you know, at the price we're going to be putting it out for, they have room left before they're getting more than what it's worth to be able to get the new body panel for it. And they could, if they would like to, they could make this a really nice looking scooter again. It's just going to be depending on what somebody wants to do. But I mean, mechanically, this thing's been running good. The story of this scooter from start to finish was, we have a customer, like I said, who bought a couple scooters from us. He ended up buying a brand new Buddy 50 from us, and he traded this thing in, and we kind of went off his word, which sometimes I'm a little bit too trusting of people, I guess, this situation, proven. But, you know, he told us it was in good mechanical shape, which it seems to be. Everything checked out as far as that goes from what we've looked at thus far. It's just cosmetically beat up, and then obviously with like the seat not opening and those couple of things there, you know, however. But we did ship him his Buddy 50, and then he shipped this thing back to us. So as soon as it did come off the truck, you know, I did jump start it and ran it around, just literally around my my parking lot, and everything on it ran good enough there. So this is just a road test to make sure it's doing what it needs to do and it's operating correctly. I mean, outside of having a battery. I don't know why these numbers are written on here and what they're written on there with. It looks like tape, but then it's like paint marker in it. I don't know. And I don't know why they're there, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Whatever that's for. This little whatever was supposed to be in here, this doesn't work. This doesn't work either. And right there too, that's the next thing. It's just that stuff there, like, okay. This forever wondering mirror. But I guess the point of the video is to show you that just because something's rough doesn't mean, you know, rough looking doesn't necessarily dictate the mechanical condition of it, especially with scooters. Typically your scooters are going to be entry-level riders, and as the age-old saying goes, there's two kinds of riders: those that have fallen and those that haven't fallen yet. And typically, you know, it happens on your first bike, scooters being their first bike. So more often than not, these bikes end up on their side at least once or twice, or getting, you know, just a little bit of they get beat up cosmetically and not necessarily mechanically. And that's the case with this one. I mean, mechanically this thing's a good running scooter, but it just it's not cosmetically a good looking scooter. So at any rate, like I said, the point of this video is it doesn't matter what something looks like. Everything has a potential, especially too nowadays. Manufacturers on, you know, anything power sport related, you can go to Kymco and you can actually get every piece of this bike back in color match plastics. Now the only thing that's going to mess that up is if this thing has been sitting outside and has, you know, sun fading on it, then you're obviously not going to be able to get that color match perfect. You're going to have faded plastics versus having, you know, nice fresh brand new plastic. So That'd be the only thing there. But at any rate, we're just gonna scoot on into here quick and grab batteries. Again, I've said it before, but if you're watching this video and you're based in central Pennsylvania, Battery Warehouse of Lebanon, Pennsylvania on Schneider Drive, and also Battery Warehouse of Berks County down on, where are they at? Right on Penn Avenue or 422. Both are great places to deal with. We deal with the Lebanon branch personally, and they, like I said, they've always been fantastic for us. So at any rate, but yeah, we'll be right back with you guys. Okay. Now just a little side note about us, and something that makes us different than everyone else. I just got done, if you made it this far in the video, you heard how I just plan on just wholesaling this thing out. Which means I don't really plan on making much money on it. Basically just flipping around to get my money back out of it. And even on a unit like this, and now you might say, well, it's just for the video. It's really not. We do this all the time. But that battery is a Yuasa battery. As far as power sport batteries go, that is hands down the top of the line battery. So even on units that we aren't retailing and putting on our floor, we're still putting the best quality parts we can get our hands on it. Yuasa battery. This one will get a full modal scooter blend oil, synthetic oil treatment, and it's just those little differences that we do as a shop and we do as a dealership that I feel like makes our product stand out. And it's the reason why so many of our customers, once they've dealt with us once, they come back again and again and again. So that's just a little plug for my dealership there, but I don't think that open intake like that's doing this thing really any favors. Makes it really loud, which, I mean, that doesn't bug me, but it doesn't really, I don't know that it's necessarily helping it performance-wise, but at any rate, yeah, I don't know. And I did let this thing run, actually, too, the whole time that it was in there, just to make sure everything on it works good and it can idle. So it sat there and idled for, you know, I always end up getting stuck talking to those guys at Battery Warehouse for a couple minutes when I'm there. So it probably idled for about 10 minutes, and yeah, I came out, it's running down the road just fine. So, and that's another thing, just to kind of shamelessly promote my dealership. You know, we do test every one of our products extensively. You know, we test ride them, we run them for, at minimum, it's typically somewhere between 3 and 6 miles. But we do go out and run them. You know, on the scooters, it's 3 to 6 miles. Most of the time on motorcycles, we end up testing them for, it's around 10 or 15 miles, just to make sure everything's operating correctly. In addition to that, too, we do run them through our dealership. So, you know, this is all part of it, what goes into kind of testing the scooter. And I mean, it just so happens that we are picking up scooter parts for this scooter with this scooter. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. But as far as just Kymco Agility 125s, I actually had a couple, maybe it was about, oh, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 months ago. I did have a newer Kymco Agility 125. It was like a 2018, and that was a really fast scooter. I mean, this one's definitely needs a CBT tune-up, but this one's still boogies. I mean, we're doing 50-ish up the hill. I mean, it's a good handling scooter, it's light. I will say this, the suspension on this thing sucks. And again, that's another thing, we're 2014 and older Kymcos. It's another part of them. The fit and finish, the suspension, just the little, you know, this kind of stuff, they just have a higher fail rate. than most of your scooters. And I mean, not most, they just have a higher fail rate than what we're used to working with. You know, we're used to working with the genuine scooter company scooters. We're used to working with the Yamaha scooters and also some of the Honda stuff. And given those things, you know, we have a certain expectation of what a scooter should take and what it shouldn't take. And these Kymcos, like I said, the fit and finish on them just isn't it. I'm going to do a 0 to 50. 0 to 40, 0 to 50. We'll just do an acceleration. Actually, I'm going to do a 0 to 50 on this. Also, to bear in mind, this one does have that heavy breather mod. So, this one's obviously a horsepower monster. We got 40 right there. We should hit 50. It's getting there. Oh, brother, 50 miles an hour. I don't know what that thing up here says, but it's probably fast. But yeah. So if you are looking at Kymco scooters and you do find a pre-2014 scooter that you really like, just bear in mind, buy it cheap, because they do have a tendency to break. You know, or not necessarily break, but they do have a tendency for things to go wrong with them a little bit more than other scooters. Let's see if we can get up to 60 here. Come on, baby. Get a little tuck. We're not going to hit 60 on it, but... So the moral of the story is, don't judge a book by its cover. It doesn't matter how ratty it does look. It could still be a good running and driving machine, a good source of economical transportation to get you from A to B, which is exactly what I would call this thing. This is just a nice scooter for somebody who needs cheap transportation, or somebody who's just itching to get on two wheels and doesn't want to spend a bunch of money. But at any rate, if you made it this far with me, thank you so much for watching. Truly, you guys have absolutely been amazing. Everyone on YouTube is great. We really appreciate you guys watching our channel, leaving the comments, letting us know what you think of these, you know, these different scooters or videos or whatever we have going on. And if you can, hit the like button, leave me a comment, and hit the subscribe button. You can stay up to date with every single thing going on here at Siegfried's Motorwerx. But at any rate, we do appreciate you coming along with me on this ride today. And as always, have a fantastic rest of your day.